All right, guys, the updates do not stop. If you guys haven't seen my DJI Mini 4 Pro, most recent firmware update, make sure you guys check out the link above as well as down below. We have a lot of new similar firmware updates that also apply here on the Air 3, but we also have a few different ones compared to the Mini 4. Now, when it comes to the DJI Air 3, we do have 5 new updates that are available. The first update we have is Vision Assist. This is actually something that came out on the MAVIC 3 lineup, and of course, most recently, also have it on the Mini 4 Pro. Next, we have ActiveTrack 360 in auto mode. Next update is the ability to use digital photo zoom on both of the cameras. Next, we have Sphere Panorama on that 70mm camera. And finally, we now have the ability to turn off the downward vision positioning sensors. With that said, let's jump right into it. Let's go through the first one, Vision Assist. Now, for those who aren't familiar with Vision Assist, basically what Vision Assist does is it allows you now to tap into the obstacle avoidance camera sensors here. We have the 2 on the back as well as 2 on the front. Prior to that, we weren't able to look and see what those cameras see. Now we can, and the reason why that's very beneficial is because normally you would only use this camera right here. You would only see out the front of the drone. But if you're doing something like tracking a subject from the side, or if you're flying in an area that might have a lot of trees, a lot of obstacles, you can't necessarily see what comes on the side of your drone. Now with Vision Assist, you can actually see on a little mini screen or expand it out, you can see what's on the side or the rear, on the other side of your drone while you're flying. Because sometimes those 70mm cameras make it look like you're really, really close to the subject, but you're still pretty far away. Now all you have to do is tap into those sensors, turn on the Vision Assist, and you can see how far you really are to a subject. And just to show you real quick, a little demo of that, let's get the Air 3 up in the air, and I'll show you what Vision Assist looks like in the controller. All right, so now that the drone is up in the air, let's take it out here a little bit, just so I can get some obstacles, which are not too far away. So we'll pull over here where the baseball field is, and on the bottom left, if you tap on the map, and you can see the map, and then you actually swipe now on the map, now you can see Vision Assist. Now what that really means is that, as you can see the arrows pointing up, now the Vision Assist, those 2 front cameras, this is what it's showing you from the 2 front cameras. Let me expand that open a little bit more. So you are now seeing what the obstacle avoidance cameras see. So as you can see, I'm looking straight. So with the arrow pointed up, that's what the obstacle avoidance camera sees on the front. If I go to the right, that's what it sees on the right. If I go behind me, and then I can go to the left. Now the reason why this is good is, like I mentioned, say you're doing something where you're tracking a subject. So if I were to, for instance, you can see my main screen here, if I want to track, and I wanted to go around this park right here, this baseball field. Now, if I were to, let me hit record, push my sticks to the right and go around, I can actually see now on the right, on the Vision Assist cameras, on the right side of my drone. So if there's something in my way, I'm gonna be able to now see that. That was something that you weren't able to do before, or you're only able to do it on the MAVIC 3 lineup, but now you are able to see if there's any obstacles that you might be near, because of the fact that you can't see those obstacles, the sides and the rear, from your main camera. You're only seeing straight ahead with the drone. Now, why is that important? Well, a lot of times too, especially if you're using something like the longer lens, a 70mm lens. Now, when I look at the 70mm, so if I go to the 3 times, let's go to 3. Okay, so now it looks like I am literally next to the light post and the field. But of course, I am a lot further away. And as you can see there in my Vision Assist, I am a lot further away. If I look forward, you can see how far the baseball field really is. But if you look at my screen here, it looks like I am super close to it. So if I hit record, go into cine mode, and if I were just to do some kind of orbits around here, I can now see, and because I'm pushing to the left, it's showing me now the camera that's on the left side of my Air 3. So it's letting me know that if there's something there, it'll show up on my screen. So right now it is nice and open, but it just gives you some peace of mind knowing that if you are flying in these different directions, that the Vision Assist is there to help you, to show you if you are flying left, it now switches it to that left vision or obstacle avoidance sensors to show you if there's anything in that area, which as you can see, it's nice and open. All right, so with the new update on the Air 3, we now have auto active track. Now, normally with ActiveTrack, you would select which position you want the drone to follow you in, whether it's like behind you and in front of you, or you want to trace, have the drone go around you. But now we have the ability to just toss into auto, let the drone kind of do its thing. The great thing is that we have that 360 or omnidirectional sensing. So we have the 360 sensing all the way around. So you are able to put it in auto mode. The drone is able to kind of maneuver as it needs to in order for it to follow you, because it does have those 360 sensing all the way around. So let's test this out. The Air 3 with ActiveTrack Auto mode. Now let's see if that works in 3x zoom. ActiveTrack, it does. ActiveTrack Auto works in 3 times. So let's see how that is. All right, see it kind of moves back. All right, so we are in 3 times zoom right now, which means you should have a nice zoomed in effect. You probably have a little bit more parallax movement on the shots with the compression of the background kind of coming up closer. But it is going to be interesting because, I mean, you know, when you do something like this and throw it into auto mode, coming through some trees, you know, I don't believe I'm going to use all of the footage all at once. You're going to take little clips of it. But man, this thing's actually going really low. See how it does. Okay. All the way up. Now the great thing about shooting in 3 times is that you will get some of that parallax movement, especially here on top of this hill with the background, all those mountains in the background. Ideally, you should get some pretty cool shots when you are in 3x. ActiveTrack in auto mode with the wide angle on the Air 3. What's nice is that in auto mode, again, if you're just using these video clips as you know, kind of like B-roll basically, or establishing shots, I'm not going to be using these clips as a long form clip. So having something in auto mode is nice, because then it gives you some variety, right? It gives you some different looks, different angles, without you having to continuously stop and you know, adjust it. You throw it in auto mode, it'll just go around and keep going around and change up all of these different angles. It automatically changes from follow mode, when normally follow is kind of from behind you, and then it goes into a circle mode. So that's what pushes the drone around the subject. And of course, depending on how fast I'm going, it might not catch up to me, but that's what it's doing. So it goes from follow to circle mode continuously. It just keeps switching back and forth. All right, next up that we have is the photo zoom, a digital zoom in photo mode. So let's actually switch this over into photo mode by going to the side, hit photo. And now, once we're in photo. All right, so we are on the wide camera right now, and that is what it looks like at the widest, the 24. Now, one thing to note, the photo zoom only works in the 12 megapixel, not the 48 megapixel. So if I were to go into the 48 right here, and I go to 48, as you can see, if I try to scroll, it says zoom not supported in current shooting mode. Now, if I switch that over to 12 megapixel, and then zoom in, there you go. So it goes all the way up to 1 to 3 times zoom on that wider lens, a 24 mil lens. So let's take a shot here. And then if I were to switch over to the 3 times or the 70 mil lens, switch that. Now I'm on much clearer, so I can snap there, 3 times zoom. And then also, like I mentioned, you can zoom in all the way up to 9 times digital zoom. And now you can see those antennas at the very top of the hill, which is really cool. So let's focus there and then take a snap. There you go. All right, next up that we have is the sphere panorama option in the 70 mil or the 3 times lens. So if I switch that over here and then go into my photo options, go to panorama, and then now we have sphere, just like that. But if I switch that over now, as you can see, it defaulted back to the 1 times. But if I go into the 3, there you go. So I now have the option to shoot in that 3 times the 70 mil, but I also now have the panorama option of sphere. So let's go ahead and take some shots here. It said let's take 137 shots. Okay, so 137, I'm not able to preview it. I'm gonna have to more like download it so that I can see the actual full sphere, but it did take 137 photos. All right, so the final update we have is the ability to turn off those vision positioning sensors here at the very bottom. Now, one reason why you might want to turn that off is that if you want to fly closer to the ground on purpose and you don't want to have those sensors go off, you don't want to have the drone be pushed back up, then you're going to want to turn off your vision positioning sensors. Right now, the vision positioning sensors are on. So if I were to bring the drone back in and I were to press down on my left stick, so let me actually switch over here. If I were to press down on my left stick right now, what's gonna happen is that the drone will go down. If I'm holding down, it'll stop right here, and then it'll automatically engage landing. So that's what it looks like when the vision positioning sensors are on. It'll automatically go into that landing mode. All right, so to turn off the vision positioning, what you wanna do is click on the safety tab at the very bottom, go to advanced safety settings, scroll to the very bottom there. Now you have the option, vision positioning obstacle sensing. Turn that off, hit OK. So what's happening is that now if I bring the drone low, just like this with my left stick, it allows me to go as low as I want because those sensors now are off. So it allows me to fly really close to the ground. Just like this. I am super close to the ground, about a foot away, but it's allowing me to fly because I don't have those sensors on. So if I wanted to get something really close, I'm actually able to do that. I can just go and fly just like this. But like I said, if you are too close to the ground, it's gonna hit because there's nothing that's gonna slow the drone down from actually lifting it back up. So you have to be very careful when you are turning off those downward vision position sensors. I'm about a foot off the ground, and also when you are going to land. So if you were to land here right now, of course I'm landing on just regular grass, but if you're to land on like a boat or anything like that, and the boat's moving, and if those vision positioning sensors are on, it'll stop it. It'll stop it in the middle, and if the drone is slowed down and the boat's still moving, then you probably are gonna crash. But when you have the vision positioning off, you can get really close to, say, that platform on a boat and still be able to fly it and then manually land it. So the difference with here is that when you do land, you do have to manually land the drone. So here you go, if I have to bring it down slowly on my left stick, really slow, and then get close enough, then pull it down. If you were to pull down hard, it'll actually just slam right into the ground. And there it is, guys, a bunch of new firmware updates on the DJI Air 3. Make sure you guys do the update on the drone, do it on the remote control. Also, if you guys haven't seen my Mini 4 Pro video, firmware update, you have the ability to use goggles, you have all the same one, vision assist, you have the downward positioning, bunch of other ones there too. If you guys haven't seen my Mini 4 Pro video, make sure you guys check the link above as well as down below in the video description. Pretty cool update right before the holidays. Let me know what you guys think about this firmware update from DJI on the Air 3 as well as the Mini 4 Pro. As always, if you guys got some value from this video, a big like would be much appreciated. This is also Stasio with FlytPath.com. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.